first episode of Girls Talk Music.
Yeah.
I'm Jenny Jam.
Skittle.
I'm Amij.
And we're here just to talk and chat. It's our very first episode. And, we just, we're going to have a good time today, right?
Yep.
We're going to have fun with it. I've been looking forward to this. It's going to be a nice opportunity to share things that we think about everything and share our thoughts. And you can get to know us a little bit, although it's not going to be all about us, a little here and there. But,
maybe.
We're going to talk about, we might do some music here and there, bring a little something.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
We'll, give you a chance to get to know us a little bit and talk about some important things in the industry.
And we are three musicians that we all live in the Washington metropolitan area, though I grew up in Wayne, New Jersey. And
Jersey.
And if you guys don't know, and I know the big joke was, what exit? I'm at the very end, and pretty much like 25 minutes from New York City. So I grew up there. Shout out to everybody in Wayne, New Jersey, because I love living there. And I know, Skittle, you're from Jersey too.
I am from New Jersey. I'm from Plainfield, New Jersey, and I also grew up in Southern New Jersey.
And what exit was that?
Jersey?
Turnpike exit 5.
Why didn't I know this? Why didn't I know this about you? The Jersey girls.
Yep,
wow, Jersey Shore, man.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Came down here for school and stayed.
Wow.
And
that is so hot.
You're from the Midwest.
Yeah, Madtown, Madison, Wisconsin. Can you believe it? Yeah, I love that place though. I came out to the East Coast, which I'm very happy about, actually, to play with Jenny Jam and For Your Pleasure for Salt and Pep. Mm-hmm. So I was in Minneapolis. I actually ended up in Minneapolis and came here because I got the call, and it was one of the best things that ever happened to me because I've been here ever since, and just there's so much musical flavor on the East Coast that I would have missed out on, and I've gained so much from it. So I'm just like totally happy about that move that I made, which is really cool. But shout out to Madison, Wisconsin, and my family's there. So, definitely.
So, real quickly, Amij, you are a drummer and a singer.
Yes,
correct.
Drummer, singer, songwriter. I got an album out, and I actually started out on trumpet when I was 5, and then piano and drums and things like that. After that, was on stage at like 7 or 8, and I think it was 7, singing, drumming, playing trumpets. Because my father's a musician. Make a long story short, started gigging like heavy at like 15 years old. Too young to be in there, but that's how it all started. Traveling and after high school and things like that. So just been doing it ever since, full time. Most of the time. So and then. Just focusing on my own album and more. I'm going to be putting out another single this summer, which I'm really excited about. And I gotta tell you this. This is the album here, Peace and Chaos. This is it. And let me just tell you, she's like the baddest ever designer. She did the whole entire treatment, all the cover, everything. She did a beautiful job.
Thank you.
Awesome. You need this job done. She's the one to do it. So gotta give her props, man. Beautiful job. Beautiful job.
And then I am a video editor, designer, as well as a musician, guitar player. I also score a lot in my videos, so I do a lot of music composition. I've been playing for a long time. Pretty much when I lived in Jersey, when I started, when I was growing up in Jersey, is when I actually got, the thing.
Wow.
And came down here and just played with everything. Got into the DC go-go and kind of been doing the R&B funk type thing and just keeping it moving, right?
Yep, that's right.
And Skittle, you're a bass player, extraordinary bass player.
Well, I started off doing music part-time, and then I was doing fitness. I was a fitness trainer part-time, and eventually had to give up fitness training. I just do it once in a while now because I didn't have time anymore. So now I'm just doing music full-time, just playing for everyone. Girl. I started off only playing gospel, and then I eventually moved into playing R&B. And, of course, getting used to go-go. I eased into that. So
DC go-go.
Yeah, everybody has to get used to that at first.
Exactly,
it's a whole different flavor.
It is.
Shout out to that genre.
Shout out.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's an underground sound.
Oh, my God.
And not everybody can pull it off either. You got to live it. You got to live it, and you got to, that's how you do it.
If you're from DC or if you're viewing from some other state, definitely do the YouTube search, Chuck Brown, Rare Essence, EU, all the greats, Air Raid, Belladonna.
Right, Belladonna.
So check it out, man. It's great music. All right, so, this is like a new thing for us. So we figured, probably in each episode we'll always have like something special that we're drinking or eating or munching on, and we can like share it with you all. And Amij is trying to open it.
I got it. First try. Yeah.
There's a wine that I wanted to turn my friends onto. It's called, what is it called?
It's called
it's Malbec, and it's an Argentinian wine. It's a red wine. So the backstory to this is that my husband, we actually went out to go eat at one of the fine steak restaurants.
Okay.
And got turned on to an Argentinian wine.
It looks good too.
And so we just this isn't the actual Argentinian wine, but we started getting into them, so we started buying them. So
we should read this quote. Lord of the Starred Night was the wildest known animal. This image associates with the jaguar.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The jaguar, so that's the image. It looks good. We
so
gotta
look
try
at the
this.
packaging on this. I do like the packaging on this.
It's
I like
beautiful,
the font.
yeah.
All right. So
let's give it a try. Let's see how this...
I guess, yeah. Something you do.
Oh, the aroma's delicious, yeah. Oh, that smells good.
This is good.
It's good.
Do you drink wine?
No.
Oh, I like that.
Do you like wine? You're not going to fall out.
Wait. She's down for the count.
Right.
Down for the count. Let's see.
It's cool.
Whenever I drink wine, I always have to drink my water.
Good thing.
That's because I'm a lush when it comes to wine.
This is good, guys.
I can handle beer. I can't
This
handle
is good.
wine.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
This is good. It's very good.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, so again,
Me too.
Malbec.
Isn't it good?
Yeah,
Right,
it is good.
Malbec 2011. It's Argentinian.
All right.
It's really good.
Cheers.
So we'll be
to our-
drinking during this.
Let's cheers to our a new show.
Yeah.
Cheers to our new
Girls
show.
Talk Music.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right,
good.
so we're going to talk about pet peeves.
Okay.
And what we would like is any feedback, like what were your pet peeves to, after that. But
Yeah, feedback is good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But
And ultimately, we want to help solve the problems
Yeah,
of pet peeves,
definitely.
too, that we all share in common. So
what was your pet peeve?
mine, okay, this is definitely, I think a lot of people go through this, so let's talk about it. It's called, Girls Talk Music, and we're going to talk about it right here. So
Yeah.
promoters. Okay, so you get a call, the phone rings, and are you available for this date? And you're like, well, let me check my calendar. So you check your calendar, you're good for the date, and they want to know how much you charge. And so you ask them, okay, is there a PA system or sound, or what is the venue going to be like? What are the details? Well, I'm not sure. I'm like, okay, well, you need to find that. Promoters should really, anybody who's booking a venue should find out about the venue first. See if there's a PA system, because that's really important in price too. If they have a PA already there, or there's a sound company that the event is bringing in, that's going to determine how much the group or the artist is going to get paid, depending on what their fee is. Now, if they have to also get sound, that changes everything. So number one thing is, now I've solved this problem by the first thing. They call me, they say, are you available? I say, well, what do you know about the venue, and what do you know about the sound? Is there sound provided? Is there a sound engineer provided?
Yeah.
Is there lighting? So these are all very important things, because without those things, you don't have a gig. We can't just not be amplified. So they're like, well, let me find out for you. Okay, so then once you find out, then we can talk about pricing. And we can talk about the duration and details, but nothing can be done before that. So I think that as artists, we can solve that problem by asking them right away before any discussion takes place, what about sound?
Yeah.
And promoters, please check out the venues. Please check out the venues and walk through the place, or talk to the coordinator and say, hey, what do you have for sound? Do you have backline? Do you have drums already there? Is there backline? Because we're used to backline a lot too.
Yeah, we used to backline.
Drums are there already. Amps are there for the guitars. They bring their acts and stuff. But backline is important too on bigger shows.
Yeah.
So that's all a big part of it. Booking is not so easy. So you have to get, if the person's going to book the gig, they need to do their research before they call the artist or the group. And that will solve that problem.
Yeah. And it's so funny, that you say that. I mean, there's some promoters that are really good at like that type of organization. And there's other people that I just feel like they just probably do it just because it's quick money, and they don't really understand that
it.
industry. And they don't, I don't know, sometimes it feels like, we're not they're trying to belittle a craft that it's like a really like we're musicians, we're working musicians, you know. Yeah, okay, some people might do it for free, or they might have to play at the worst gigs, whatever, but it's like we work for a living, you know. It's a craft.
Yeah, this is how we eat. We eat this way.
Yeah.
We feed our, we pay our bills and we eat this way.
It's a real service too. Like, you know, like you go to a lawyer, you pay a lawyer.
Right.
You go get your laundry done, you pay that person to do your laundry. You know.
Right.
You know, it's just like these are services. We're providing a service to you. So I just feel like sometimes people don't get that.
We're providing the service that takes a lot of energy and time, and for us to have to get all in that mix and take care of all those details is just not something we need to be pressured with, because ultimately you want your event to go well, and for us to focus on what we're good at and what we do without any additional stress. You know, so that I think keeping these things in mind can really help artists and promoters sort of get it together and get on the same page. You know, and respect the craft.
And the pet peeve I have is with promoters as well.
Oh.
Yeah, scheduling. If, you know, you get a call, hey, Tiffany, are you available such dates, like a month away? I'm available that day. Okay, I'll get back to you for sure with all the details, let you know if you're locked in and all that.
Right.
So like 3 weeks go by. So you're available for that gig, you're still good, right? That was 3-4 weeks ago. You asked me, that date's gone now. You never locked me in.
Right.
That's a pet peeve. Because then they look at you like, well, you said you're available. I was like a month ago. It could have been a week ago, whatever. You have to lock that person in.
And again, where's the confirmation? Where's the contract?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did it get emailed to you? Did you email? Yeah. So, I mean, they take us for granted in that way.
They do.
And money talks. You're going to take the gig that, you know, locks you in right away.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing in the what I do designing and stuff. It's the same thing. They call you up, they ask you if you're available.
Right.
And, you know, and you're like, yeah, you know, but sometimes the date might be a month later. And it's like, well, yeah, I'm available. And then most of the time it's like they won't call me back. Right. And I don't get a phone call until later on, and I already got like 2 jobs.
Exactly.
But you know, there's some people I do work with though that actually lock me in, and they give me a purchase order and everything. They say, okay,
that's professional.
That's
the client
that kind of
want.
stuff.
Professional clients.
I mean, what do you do about that?
You know, and I think the more we stick to
really,
this,
you can't do anything.
You can't really do anything.
You just book your gig, and if, you know.
The promoters that I get that I know are pretty much locking me in, but they're just asking if I'm available. I usually reserve that date, and if anything,
or pencil it in.
Yeah, pencil it in,
You
or
know.
if something else comes up, I'll actually call that person like, "Hey, is that date definite?"
Yeah,
but if it's some random gig,
proactive, because they're not being proactive. We're the ones that have to be proactive. I think.
But you can't do that.
But
every
they start
time.
learning. They start learning.
Yeah, they start learning who you are.
Oh, man, she's not going to be available next time. I better lock it in now.
Lock her in now. Yes.
Yeah, but my biggest pet peeve is when I'm on stage. And I set up my stuff, and people are walking all over my stuff.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, it happens to everybody, you know, or, you know, I think, you know, somebody will get on your keyboards, and or somebody, you know, randomly will get on your drums, or, you know, try to touch your bass and stuff like that. It's like, don't touch my stuff. But I really have experienced before I actually solved the problem was people walking, you know, and walking around, whether it's the stagehands, the musicians I'm playing with, random people just walking, and they step on my pedals.
Wow, that's a bad thing to do.
And I don't like that. So, and it also happened where it actually damaged my equipment. So I would have to get a new one.
Yeah, that's not right.
So the biggest one in that situation is really, you know, I work with a lot of female musicians that are vocalists, especially, that are standing in front of me, that have like 9-inch heels, and they step back and they crush something, and I'm like, oh gosh, or they pull a cord out, you know, with their big heels. So
their big heels.
Yes, they do. And so and it's cost me a lot of money. Let's just say that. So what I've actually done to solve that was get a pedal board, of course. And I know a lot of musicians have that, but it's, if you don't have one and you're experiencing that, it's probably the best thing to do. I got a pedal train 3, which pedal trains come in different sizes.
Right.
And what it is that it's raised, and it's raised up. So now what everybody does is, who's ever walking on stage, whether it's a stagehand or a person or a musician, they go around my stuff. And
Good.
now it's like when you have a keyboard set up or or drum set, people go around that because it's a big object.
Correct.
Well, now since my thing is raised from the floor, people when they walk, they're like, oh, there's an object.
Well, yeah, they're
Let
going
me
to
go
trip on
around
it if they don't.
let me go around it. And
in those 9-inch heels, they're going to trip on it.
Exactly your point.
Like that, right?
Now the vocalists that are standing in front of me, they trip. So they know that when they're standing there and they move back and they're like, whoa, then they know that they have a space. It's definitely saved me a lot of money,
Right.
and it's solved.
That's a good solution, though. And I'm sorry you had to lose money because that's how things happen.
I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, most musicians, I guess, most musicians play a lot, and that's I think where if you gig a lot, then that's where that's where you realize what you really need. What's going to be durable, what's going to handle 3 times a week playing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, that's what I had to do. I had to go through those trials and tribulations just to figure out what I really need. Okay, I went through 2 pedals, through 2 multi-processors, because they were damaged by people. And, and then I just invested in the gear that I had to get in order to deal with gigging a lot, and being on different stages and working with different people and having those 9-inch heels, So now it's like everybody knows if they're going to back up, they're going to feel something in their heel, and they're going to
just fall backwards on that.
And they're going to move up front, and they're going to walk up front because they know that there's it's just like backing up into a keyboard or backing up into a drum set.
Right.
They just know that there's an object behind them that they can't get into.
I have to say something. I'm very proud of myself because I'm very experienced in the way of tiptoeing through things. As a drummer, I can get through any little space and never step on a guitar pedal of any kind. I've never in my
You're
life.
one of the few.
I think I'm the only one that anybody knows that can actually tiptoe through the chords and everything. I'm like, don't worry, I'm good at this. And I just tiptoe through, and I've never, ever stepped on a chord or a pedal or anything. I'm so proud of this because I've worked really hard at it. Because I have to slip in these little spaces. I'm really good at it. But unfortunately, the other people on stage may not be as good at it. So I'm glad that you did that to solve that,
Yeah. So it's all
awesome.
good,
That's good.
Yeah, but
let's do another cheers to the show. Actually,
I know.
Let's do this. Say the name of the wine. What is
It's Melbeck. I've been drinking while you've been talking.
Wow! All right, so cheers, cheers. Girls Talk Music.
Okay.
We're back. Had a little break,
Yeah, and had a little too much wine. Okay, so we're starting to end our little segment, and we're going to talk about our best moments. Best moments, life-changing, anything that ever happened in your career. And I mean, this will always happen at the end of our segment because there's like so
many things to share.
So many things to share, in our career. So again, best moments in your career.
I want to piggyback on that. You're right about so many because there's not only fans and people that touch us, just like we touch them. There's so many stories that we have. So, we can only take one at a time because there's so many to share.
So many. So what was your best moment or life-changing anything?
I'm going to try to keep this brief even though it's a very...
And before we even start, this is going to be time.
Okay, again.
5 minutes each.
Yeah, that's good. I know 5 is good. I can fit mine in 4 probably.
Okay,
I'm going to be very quick.
Okay, we're going to be quick.
Oh gosh, she's challenging me on this.
Okay.
I hope I can
Here we go.
I'll save a minute.
4 minutes.
All right. So I think the first thing that comes to mind in the forefront is Randy Jackson. Yes, from American Idol. He started out as a musician, touring musician. He was with FsRecords as senior VP. Well, little did I know, I was in a club in Los Angeles, jamming out, hanging out. It's called Peanuts, right? So this guy comes up to me, and I'm singing and drumming. He's like, here's my card, dude. I like you a lot. I like how you sound. So that card gets lost in my closet. Maybe 3 weeks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I'm like, what? What's this? FsRecords, okay. All right. Well, maybe I should call. So I call him. I breezed through the card. I didn't see senior VP on there. So here I go blindly into FsRecords Universal City to see this man, Randy. So I sit down, I get some coffee. Hey, could I get some coffee? Really comfortable. The security let me up and stuff. It was the coolest experience. But I was like really chilling out. I had a cup of coffee, waiting for him about 10 minutes, got in his office, right? And I'm sorry, can I get a little more coffee? So I step out, get some more coffee. We sit down. He was so sweet, right? He's like, dude, let me tell you, I love your voice. I love your drumming. I would sign you today. Do you have any music? And I'm like, well, I have music, but it's not recorded yet. So you play bass and keys. Why don't we record it together, right? He's like sort of laughing inside, but I mean, I don't know. I didn't know why. I didn't really know who I was talking to at that moment, but I just knew he was talented, right? So he's like, why don't you just get it together and then come back? I'm like, all right. But you know how life is. Time goes by, and it inspired me. It said, you know what? This inspired me to do my album, okay? Peace and Chaos I have to credit Randy Jackson for that because he believed in me, and he made it happen for me because it's like you got to have your own music. Sometimes you have to have your own music, but the fact that he believed in me gave me encouragement. And then when I saw him on American Idol, it took me a long time to figure out that was the same guy I was sitting with. I'm like, what? I had an epiphany. This is the dude I was sitting with. That's the Randy Jackson. That's the one. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Randy, if I could just tell you. He toured with many groups.
I'm like, what?
He's got music credentials up the yang, man. Music credentials.
And you sat with this guy.
He's nothing but the truth.
He was.
Didn't even know who he was. Like, I was just like this wild chick coming in there and, just... party all the time, kind of musician, whatever, and just he encouraged me though. But I do want to thank him for what he's done as far as the encouragement, because that's why I made sure to give myself the opportunity to record my own music, and it's changed my life completely.
Shout out.
Yep, that's right,
Cheers.
Randy Jackson. Cheers to Randy.
53 seconds left.
Oh, I do? I'm done with that. I can't say any more about that story, but the one thing I can say, I want to find him. He's hard to get to right now. But now that he's not on the Idol anymore,
he's not on Idol anymore.
He might not be so busy, so I think I'm going to have to give him... I'm going to have to get to him a little bit. I'm like, hey, dude.
Remember you? Hey, remember me?
Well, I don't know. Just because I asked him to record the music with me, he might remember me. He's like, really?
That's a good story, though.
Really?
And that's life-changing.
It is. It's life-changing.
Okay, we're going to do 3 minutes with Skittle. Okay. What was your life-changing moment?
Well, it was more shocking. I was playing for this funeral for someone that was very well-known, passed away. So it was a big funeral, a lot of people there. Right. And I'm like over in the corner in my little section playing, and there was a lot of people, so it was kind of overcrowded. So there was a guy standing like right next to where I was playing. Long story short, you know how in funerals it's quiet at certain points, and then at certain points it's like really loud. Well, at the quiet points, one of the quiet points, this guy's phone rang, but he answered it. So everyone's like,
that's not good.
No, he did not answer his phone. Everyone's looking around, and he's like, and I'm more embarrassed too because I'm sitting right next to him, even though I'm not the one on the phone, but everyone's looking our way. And
he's thinking you know him, right?
Right.
He's like that dude. That's his girlfriend, man. It's like, look at. She should be telling him what to do. You know what I'm saying?
And he's like talking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm secretly tweeting like, I cannot believe this. Oh my gosh, this guy's in the funeral, going off on the phone. And it went through a good portion of the funeral, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. And I'm like,
that's pretty sad.
Not bad mouthing him, but I'm really going off like mentally and on Twitter, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's all to find out at the end of the funeral, he's like, at the end, he introduced himself to me, and I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. He's like, yeah, I was just on the phone. I wasn't supposed to be, but I was telling my friend that I was sitting right next to you. I met you on some other gig. I remember it. I heard you. And,
oh gosh,
and I'm like,
knows you too?
Yeah. Oh, well, he doesn't know me, but
he
was like saying that to someone on the phone. Oh, this is that bass player that was playing and so and so.
And you're like this.
I'm like, I can't believe this.
I can't believe this dude right here.
I was like, wow. So it was kind of humbling in a way.
That's pretty, but it's pretty sad. We have to have respect for the deceased, man. Yeah. There's moments, there's appropriate times.
It's just weird.
Yeah, it is weird. There's a time for everything. Yeah. And there's a time for laughing. There's a time for crying. There's a time for being quiet.
Right. Exactly.
That's one of them. Quiet.
I think he should have held that till the end of the funeral, no matter what.
Seriously,
like,
man.
But the fact that he was talking about
me, and I'm like,
I know, it's like, dang.
I know. I was like, oh, thank you. I think.
I'm sorry. Can I delete these messages?
I did.
I know. Like,
so you have a conscience. That's good.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's very good.
That was kind of life changing. I was like, wow. Okay.
Wow.
All right, cool.
It shows us to be more patient with people, doesn't
Exactly.
it?
That's
more
what it
patient,
taught
even
me.
in the midst of all that.
Of craziness.
Because he actually was saying nice things about you, and he was
at the wrong time.
You know
that's
what?
all,
He didn't know what he was doing wrong.
Exactly.
Basically,
He didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he'll learn next time.
Starstruck. Skittle was sitting
So I didn't think that because I'm like, nobody knows me.
He's like, I got
can't
a
be talking
Skittle
about me.
in
You know, like,
Taste the rainbow, man. I love it.
Taste the rainbow.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That was funny.
All right.
Good
Well,
story.
you did it.
Good story.
You did it.
And a
I
lesson
stayed
learned.
in the
And I'm going to put 3 minutes for me.
Okay, you don't need 4 minutes at all?
No, I need
Okay.
3. Okay, so my one of my life changes was back actually when I started playing with Pleasure in the Go-Go Band. And
Is this Pleasure before For Your Pleasure?
Before For Your Pleasure,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And so there was 2 musical directors, and one of them was a guitar player. His name was Harold. And he became my mentor for this, for me to go into transition to learn guitar on this new genre that I never heard of. Go-go, of course. And so he really helped me a lot, and I really looked up to him, and he taught me a lot of stuff. And every time he would just be like, teaching me stuff and then looking at me and saying, you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, you got to have thick skin in this industry. He's like, right now, you know what? People are going to come up to you and they're going to say you suck. And I'm going to tell you right now, you suck. You suck. You suck.
Wow.
And I'd be like,
Oh, man.
because I know, when it comes to stuff like that, when I'm learning and, when I know that I'm like, need to work on a certain craft or a certain technique and I'm not good, I'm like, gosh, I'm hard on myself.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, I know I suck, and he just kept telling me that.
Oh,
you suck.
God.
You know what?
That's hard.
Like every time, at rehearsal or at a show.
That's hard.
You know what? You really suck.
Oh,
and I'd be like, dang, I know I can get better. And then one time he came up to me and you know what?
I know. I feel like giving you a hug right now.
No,
That's
but
sad.
I was just
It's
like,
very sad.
what? He said that to me. I said, you know what? Fuck you.
There you go. Yeah.
And then, you know what? And that's it. He's like, you know what? That's why. That's how you need to react. You need to react like that.
That was the lesson learned.
That was a
for
lesson.
that.
What did you say to him again?
I said, fuck you.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
And you know what? And that's all he wanted to get out of me.
That's awesome.
all he
That's
wanted.
awesome.
For like, how long did this go on? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but it went for a while. But I was like, you know what? And that just helped me. Like, I just know that there's like certain things that I'm just going to be so, and it happens to everybody. You're going to be like, dang, I'm just no good. Or you make a mistake and you're
But then
like,
you just
you're
gotta
hard
say,
on
then you just
yourself.
gotta say, fuck you.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying, man.
because I'm working on it and I'm going to be better.
That's right.
And then guess what? You're better at it.
Yeah, exactly.
You got that determination.
Exactly.
You
Right.
got that drive. You need to
Right.
be better.
I agree completely.
Because you don't want people to tell you that.
Exactly.
Thank Harold.
You'd rather
Shout out to Harold.
Shout out to Harold.
Man.
Man. He was
man.
like huge mentor.
That's
in my
awesome.
career.
And now
That's an
look at
awesome
you.
story.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's
So-
awesome.
Now she's awesome.
Got thick skin now.
Thank you.
There you go. You're not going to cry in the corner. You're going to say, there you go. Yeah.
All right.
Love it.
Love it.
That's good.
That
Did
was
you do
great.
it under 3 minutes? Did you finish that already?
Basically, if you have a life-changing experience,
Yes.
please, in the comments below, let us know your life-changing experience. Oh, gosh, I can't even say it. Too much wine.
You know what? Cheers to that.
Cheers, life-changing experience.
Yes. Girls
Let
Talk
us know.
Music.
We'll probably shout you out, right?
We'll shout you out. We might even have you for a special guest.
Yep.
Hey,
Exactly.
come on,
On the
special
show.
guest. We
Yeah.
got Skype. We can always Skype
You know, we can always do that.
if you're
so.
not from around here. All right. So we're back.
We're back.
And we're closing it up. We're going to give a couple shout-outs.
Gonna wrap it up.
Yep, we're going to wrap it up. So any shout-outs, Amij?
Yeah, I do. I have shout outs. Firstly, I want to say a shout out to Deb, my manager. She's just killing it, man. She's awesome.
Yeah.
No one could do it better. So I have to say, I have to give her a shout out for that,
Yeah,
man.
shout out to
so if
her.
anybody doesn't know, she's like the mastermind behind all the stuff that I do. Besides my raw talent, of course. But I want to give a shout out to Mike Lee for filming my official video Reach For You.
Oh yeah,
Killer,
you guys gotta
killer
check
director.
that out. We'll put you got the link.
Yeah,
right
check
there.
it out.
Yep.
Check it out. He did an
YouTube.
amazing job, and so did Deb. They worked together on a lot of stuff. You'll see all the credits below on the video. Scott Hedges, I want to also put a shout out to him because he recorded at Dragon's Lair the whole album, and he's like he co-produced, he produced some things, and he co-wrote. He did all the guitars, recorded the whole thing. He's like the beast, man. I'm telling you, Scott Hedges is nothing but the truth.
Scott Hedges,
and he's incredible. And my family and friends, I want to give a shout out to that. And one thing, I don't think a lot of people know this, but I want to give a shout out to my mother because she actually taught me how to sing. Even though my dad is the musician, she taught me how to sing.
Oh, I didn't.
And my
know
dad showed me the ropes with music. And he was pretty hardcore, like do it right or not at all, basically.
Cool.
So I learned everything that came before my time because of my dad, because he's a killer musician. So I want to say a shout out to him too.
Yeah, all right.
And that's it. Lots of love for everybody, and thank you
love.
for support. So
Right. And Skittle, you got anything?
Shout outs, I should have wrote mine down, but
yeah, I cheated a little bit. I had it right
that's a good idea.
You gotta make sure, but it's okay. You got it in your heart. You can go there.
Yeah,
and search
don't
it.
charge to my heart if I forget anybody. But shout out to my mom, my whole family, my sisters, my brother-in-laws, everybody, family, friends, everybody I play for, churches, my entire church band, all those guys. Everybody I play with too.
All right.
Of course, Belladonna, yay!
Yeah.
SMR, Lady Day, everybody. So shout out to you all.
Shout out.
Good.
And I want to shout out to my husband who actually went out and got us the wine.
Shout out to
Keith is the best, man.
He
Keith
got
is
us
the best.
that wine. I asked him.
Let's show him what it looks like again.
Yeah, look at.
Yep.
Here it is.
Yep, he got us this wine. I said, honey, can you
Good
get us
pick.
more wine? Yep.
Good pick.
Yeah.
So shout out to him and shout out to my kids who I have to pick up soon.
Very cute, by the way. Very
And-
cute kids. Awesome kids.
Yep. Shout out to Belladonna,
Yeah.
the band,
Yeah.
and definitely shout out to all the DC musicians out here. Go Music.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, let's support everybody.
Yep.
So
Yeah, let's not forget how much DC and New York, this whole East Coast area has to offer.
we have a lot
we
to
literally
offer.
have the best musicians in the East Coast.
do.
Seriously.
Come to DC.
West Coast
check
is
it out.
dry, man. Dry.
Yep.
I
Dry.
forgot. Shout out to Times 2. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
yeah,
you got it.
Times
See?
2. Yeah.
See, you found it. Right there.
Yes,
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
All right.
So until then, rock on.
Yep.
Yes.
Definitely. So our next episode, we are going to be talking about the scariest and weirdest
I love
experience
it. I can't wait.
you've ever had.
I got that one.
Like a place that you've been at or a situation, whatever. That's our next
can't wait.
episode. So if you have a weird experience that you've ever
horrifying.
experienced, right? Horrifying. We're talking about scary.
I mean, horrifying. Weirdest.
Then let us know.
Twilight Zone kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
Like crazy.
Yeah, crazy weird,
So, Yep.
Yeah.
So definitely come check us out and like our video and
Like, subscribe,
all
share,
of that.
follow on Twitter, all that good stuff,
everything.
man.
Please support us because we want to
Yeah.
support you.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Coming back
All
soon.
All right.
Bye.